We continue our Christmas celebrations. Sometimes people get tired out of Christmas. We say, keep going. One of our parishioners said, Father, I just baked a fresh batch of Christmas cookies for week 2. Like, good going. Keep it going. All these rich foods, rich drinks. It's a big celebration. Last weekend at our Christmas Masses, we began a 4-week series of reflections on 4 ways to slow down in 2024. So we look ahead to the new year, which begins tomorrow. How can we slow our lives down? We might think, well, I like rushing forward. I like multitasking. I get a lot done. But at the same time, many of us are stressed and anxious. We're on edge. We're easily angered. A little bit of attention deficit disorder with all of our gadgets and quick-moving news stories and updates and images. Slowing down to get more calm and peace of mind and soul. So the homily last week, if you weren't here at Christmas, you can watch it on the parish website, the homepage, click on live stream, the Christmas Mass, or on the parish YouTube page. 4 ways to slow down. Last week we considered silence, and then simplicity, and Sundays and slowing. So today, simplicity. How to simplify our lives. As in all things, we look to Jesus as our guide. On this Feast of the Holy Family, we're reminded that it's family, it's people more than stuff that makes us happy, where we find our satisfaction. Sometimes we're chasing after stuff. It's family. Work those family relationships. Spend more time with our families in 2024. In the Gospel of St. Luke today, it says, after the birth in Bethlehem and the presentation in the temple, after they fled to Egypt for some time, eventually they returned to Nazareth, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And it says, they returned to their hometown, and the child grew and became strong and was filled with wisdom. And that's it. That's all we hear for the next 30 years. Jesus grew, he became strong, and he grew in wisdom. He lived family life. Which means family life's a big deal. Which means human relationships are big deals. It was a small town at the time. Mary and Joseph were simple people. Jesus had one job and one home. Not much traveling, not much fancy foods or entertainment. Just the good things of life. Family, work, church, synagogue, friends. And in doing that, he said, this is where you're going to find the satisfying life. Then when he began his public preaching, when he turned age 30, for the next 3 years, he was preaching and teaching, and about 25% of the time, he was challenging his listeners to simplify their lives. That was a big part of his message. In Luke chapter 12, he said, be on guard against greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. In Matthew chapter 6, he said, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Seek first the kingdom of God, and these other things will be given to you. What is our priority? What are we seeking? Do we seek food and entertainment and clothes as the goal? Or are those simply means along the way to the goal of human interaction and interacting with God? So this is the gospel of Jesus. Simplify your lives. How do we apply this to our life? Now, we might think, I'm not sure that does make me more happy. The more I have, the happier I am, right? The more money I have, the better my life is, right? The more gadgets, the more technologies, the more food, the more trips, the more cars, the more homes. In a certain sense, this is the American gospel. This is where you'll find happiness. But it's not what Jesus said. He has a different gospel. So the question is, which gospel do we trust? Now, some of us have learned through our own personal life experience which of the two works. We found the Jesus way is true. Others of us, the challenge is to kind of take him on his word before we've gone through much of life, right? We're growing up, we have our young adult years, and then we have our married years with young children, and then the children move out of the house, and we have those years. And then we have our older years in retirement. Will we trust Jesus all along the way? Someone said atheism hasn't replaced Christianity, shopping has. Our economy is built on spending money you don't have on things you don't need. Always more, always something you don't have. We run large credit card debts, large college loans, large car payments, and large mortgage payments. Why does everything have to be so large? Are we really at peace and happy, living on the edge, maxing out our credit cards? Where can we find calm? Where can we find peace? Things not only cost money, but also time. If you're going to pursue those things, you're going to spend more time working to get the money. You're going to spend more time cleaning them, maintaining them, organizing them. Sure, following Jesus and living the simple life requires some self-denial and sacrifice, but not following Jesus also has a cost. Less time. Someone said, you spell love, T-I-M-E. How do you love your wife? Spend time with her. Or your husband. How do you love your children? Spend time with them. How do you love your friends? Spend time with them. How do you love God? Spend time with him. But if we're pursuing things, we have less time. Less time to volunteer, less time to do adult faith formation, less time to relax, less time to pray. Jesus knows where happiness lies. He made us. He knows what we're made for. We know what we truly desire are those human interactions and friendships. He said, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and dust destroy, where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. Where your treasure is, there is your heart also. So we offer today 4 ways to simplify our lives. Things that we can work on in the new year. The one is limit our spending. Very basic. What does that mean? Be more intentional about how we spend money. Think about it. What are we spending it on? How much are we spending? Why are we spending? Do we need it or do we just want it? Impulse shopping. Right? The internet is geared for impulse shopping. It doesn't want you to think about it. Just click. How much money do you spend? Do you ever talk about what you're purchasing? Someone said, if I'm going to spend $1,000 or more, I have to talk to my spouse, or I have to check in with my brother or my sister. Is there any accountability to our personal spending? I talk to my spiritual director if I'm going to buy anything over $500. Why do you want it? What kind of thing are you getting? Is it the right thing to get? It's just good to have some accountability. Just slow it down. Think about it. Spend under your limit, not to your limit. Wouldn't it be nice not to have credit card debt? Is that possible? It is. Not easy, but possible. Now, it's always delicate talking about how we spend our money. We're each going to make our own decisions, but these are good challenges. If I spend money and I realize it was wasteful and I spent too much on an item that I could have spent less for, I'm bothered by it. I feel bad. Because the more we spend on ourselves, the less we can give to others, the less we can give to the church. If I realize I really wasted money, like kind of too indulgent, I'll take that same amount of money and put it in the poor box to make sure I'm not just treating myself, but also considering others. So just that limit our spending. The second way to grow in simplicity is limit commercials. America loves commercials and advertisements. Some of you work in marketing, right? We market things all the time so people buy them. Now, if it's something they need, fine. But much we don't. Think about it. Commercials always tell you what you don't have. What a downer. You don't have this car, you don't eat this food, you don't have that outfit, you don't go on this trip, you don't have this piece of jewelry, and you don't have that newest iPhone. You're like, oh. What a downer. Don't watch commercials. If you're watching TV, you watch football today, mute the commercials. It's hard on the computer. There's all these pop-ups. You're always just like trying to push them away. Another good thing is identify the lie in the commercial. It's such a lie. You will be living on a beachfront property in a nice house with a beautiful spouse if you use this toothpaste. That's not true. Does it say that on the tube of toothpaste? So call out the lies in the advertisements. It's kind of funny, it's humorous, but it does affect us. Limit the commercials. Limit our spending, limit our commercials, limit our wardrobe. This is a touchy one. Try to live more simply, dress more simply. Look at our clothes, look at our shoes. Less time shopping, just less time worried about what we wear. It's nice to wear nice things. We have our Sunday best. I shop once a year for clothes. I get to wear the same thing every day. Guys, you're jealous. Admit it, you are so jealous. I get to wear the same thing every day. In the morning when I reach into the sock drawer, I don't even need to turn on the light. They're all the same color. It's a great thing. Now, I do have my workday best, my workday blacks, and I have my Sunday blacks. But can we reduce our clothes? There's a fashion industry that wants you to keep buying and buying and buying. And so what does it do? It keeps changing the styles. And we go along. What I have are perfectly good and nice, but the style changed, unfortunately, so I need to buy new clothes. And they can pretty much get us to wear anything. You look back on what you wore 10 years ago, you're like, oh my gosh, hide that photo. I can't believe I wore that. Don't follow the trends. That is very materialistic. If there's something nice you want to get for a particular event or to wear, fine, but challenge ourselves on our spending habits in our clothes, even if it doesn't cost that much, just the time and the energy. Limit our wardrobes. And fourth, enjoy what is free. You don't have to spend money to have a good time. Howard County has so much green space, fields, parks, streams. Patapsco State Park. It's free, just go out. St. Anthony's Shrine, right in our backyard. Go once a week, go twice a month. Walk the trails, walk the Stations of the Cross, visit the chapel. I like to go out to a park and just lay down in the grass and just kind of take a nap and look up at the sky. People are like, are you okay? Just chilling out, it's okay. Our staff went to the Walters Art Museum in Baltimore 2 weeks ago, a little Christmas pilgrimage. It's amazing art, Renaissance art, Raphael's, El Greco's, beautiful Catholic paintings. It's free. I love going down to the Inner Harbor or down to Annapolis and just sitting on the water. There's ships, boats, docks, little shops, restaurants. You feel like you're at the beach and you're 30 minutes away. It's a whole nother world. I like going into like a fancy restaurant on the water and ordering a Coke, just sitting there. You spend $5 and you get this like beautiful, maybe glass of wine or a cup of coffee, but you don't need to spend a lot to have a good time. And so just that, enjoy what is free. The library. So just some ways in this new year to examine, limit our spending, limit our commercials, limit our wardrobe, enjoy what is free. And in these ways, hopefully we carve out more time. We slow down, we carve out more time for our families and our friends and our God. And that brings calm to our lives through simplicity. Next week we'll consider Sundays, Sunday rest. We're here this morning. This is calming, catching your breath for an hour. You don't have to check your phone. It's a great excuse. This is the Jesus way to peace. Amen.